What up, what up? It's Rock, Ton of His Podcast, Season 3, The Blueprint, where we're really going behind the scenes to talk about the people you don't really see, the people that make things happen. Today is our draft recap episode. I'm so excited. Key will be with us today. She's been on the last 2 episodes, so it's kind of our thing. You may know her as the Baddie Galore, and she's part of the Queer Agenda podcast. So stay tuned. We're going to talk to you about how we feel about the fits, but we're going to get into the details. You want to know what they wore, who styled them, makeup tips, all the things. Keep watching. Quick shout out to our friends at FanWagon. If you're sitting on some merch, looking for the perfect jersey, or just maybe some vintage pieces to add to your collection, you need to check them out. FanWagon is a marketplace for fans to buy and sell authentic merch. So if you're sitting on some pieces you want to get rid of, or if you're looking to collect something, check them out. Head over to fanwagon.com and join the movement. So just catch us up on the last year. What you been doing?
This year, I mean, my TikTok platform has completely blown up. And I feel like people know me for my drama and my recaps, but people also know me for like talking about WNBA, which I love because I feel like there is a sector of fans who do care about the pop culture side of the league. And I feel like there's a sector of fans who look down on the pop culture side of the league.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think both worlds can exist perfectly fine. And I love the fact that I'm a part of the world where people have a little bit more fun with it. You know what I mean? A little bit more messy with it, a little bit more engaging with it. And I think that some of the players actually play into the gossip and the tea more than they want to admit by, leaving breadcrumbs and stuff like that. And then, Frequency Class has just absolutely been doing amazing, amazing things. We have been throwing so many parties. We have DC Black Pride coming up Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be another insane time. We have 5 different events across the weekend. We're bringing back our Oasis Day Party and Festival, which is something we did for the first time last year. A little bit different, not necessarily like a day party or a club, but like outside, just like interacting with Black queer folks and having a good time. We have like musical artists perform, we have vendors, food vendors, clothing vendors, and it's just like vibes. We have like multiple DJ sets. It's just a vibe. And then I am now part of my own podcast. I don't think I was when we filmed last year.
I don't think so.
I
Or
don't
it
think
wasn't public
so.
yet. It might have
It
been in the
wasn't
work.
public yet,
Yeah.
yeah. But so I co-host the Queer Agenda, which is basically just my TikToks on steroids. I co-host with Boss Brit and DJ XL, and we talk about everything across queer pop culture, Black queer pop culture, and we don't just talk about the lesbian. We talk about the girls and the gays and the days and the thems, and it's been such an amazing experience. Podcasting is no joke. Let me
It's
tell
not. It's
you,
not.
I
It's
don't think
hard.
people realize how much work it takes to like do a podcast, because it's not just about like the research, because like I don't like research is easy, like I do research for my TikToks, like that part's easy, but the part where you have to like edit the videos and then you have to cut the promo clips and then you have to post those consistently and then you have to respond to all the comments, like there's so much that goes into content creation. I've always known that, but like now that I'm like a part-time content creator on so many different levels, like with my TikTok, I do my Instagram, and now with the podcast, I'm like, whoa, this is basically like a second full-time job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Split into multiple things. You know what I
It's like,
mean?
those things happen, but like living it, it's like, whoa, this is way more than I thought. I thought it was just an easy say something, post it.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't
Yeah.
work like that.
Yeah, but I mean, doing a podcast again, because I've done one before, was something I really wanted to do. I just never wanted to do it by myself. So when they asked me to come on, I was like, absolutely, this is like perfect for me. And I feel like it's opened me up to such a much wider audience of people who know me, not just on TikTok, but now also on like YouTube and Instagram. Like I've definitely seen my follower count go up and just like people engaging with me in person. So it was like, it's been a rewarding year. I will say that in terms of like my brand, the Baddie Galore.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that you specifically always champion the masculine folks and like all the ranges, but especially the more so hyper masculine people. So
Yeah.
I personally definitely appreciate it. So
I feel like, I mean, I'm a girl's girl. Like, I protect all the femmes. I never go against femmes ever. With the whole Dejanay thing, I was like, the game is the game, you know what I
right.
mean? But also, I feel like we're in this generation of queerness where masculinity is seen as a negative thing in a way that I did not grow up around. Like when I was coming up as a young femme, like you had all types of different mass people and all type of different levels of queer, but like masculine lesbians were seen as like that's who you dated. You got yourself a stud. You know what I mean? And like they weren't looked down upon the way they are now. It's very perplexing to me. I'm like, am I just old? Like, what has happened? I feel like we're like losing recipes. I feel like we're losing traditions.
Agreed.
I feel like we're losing like almost respect for like you can be who you are and be so flexible and fluid because your ancestors went through certain types of like abuse from society and judgment and hardships. And so it's like respect them and the respect that like all identities exist, you know what I mean? And so for me, it's like I don't ever want to be a pick me in any way because like
no, right.
You know what I mean? Like studs, please. But I do feel like why are we in this space where like being masculine is seen as such a negative thing, especially hyper masculinity? Like I don't relate to that whatsoever. And so I feel like when those conversations do happen, I'm like, okay, there are those of us out there who like still love y'all. And we still like all of my best friends, a lot of my best friends are masculine lesbians. That obviously is my preference when I'm dating. That's never going to change. It's so strange. Like be fluid. It is strange. And like let other people just exist too. Like why can't we all just be this whatever version of lesbians we are? I don't get that.
I think that's the part that bothers me. It's like you want to be accepted, but then you look at the other groups like, that's not right. It's just like, hey, that's not your vibe. Just keep it moving.
It's not right. And it's like we're attacking people versus just like letting them exist. Like even like bisexuals aren't my favorite, right? But I'm not going to be like go down bad bisexual. It's like, hey, do your thing. You know what I mean? Like everyone should be allowed to do their thing because like my preference in hypermasculinity is actually seen as like a really negative thing. Like when I talk to like other femmes about it, there's like almost like a degree of judgment and like there's a statement of like, oh, you have all of these like heterosexual norms in your relationship. I'm just like, I guess if you want to frame it that way and see it as a negative, sure. But like I've never had an issue dating my type ever in my life. You know what I mean? Like my type has never been a negative thing for me other than like dating losers sometimes.
Right. Like that's what I like. So let me like it.
Let me like what I like. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the draft. Man, this is a nice draft. How are you feeling about it overall?
Okay, I'm gonna come from it from a new WNBA fan perspective, and then I'm gonna come from it from a queer perspective. Okay, so from a WNBA fan, I'm a WNBA fan for sure. I haven't super gotten into women's college sports. Like I'm just kind of dipping my toes. For me, it's harder to follow because there's way more teams. It's a lot of games. Games. It's a lot of conferences that I literally don't understand anything about the conferences. Like I don't get SEC and all this stuff. Like the only thing I really understand is like Dawn Staley, like USC and like UConn and like the major, like the major teams. But I was like really shocked to see so many people from UCLA get drafted in the top 10. And my immediate question, like, is it because they just won a championship or does this happen often? And I saw that like, this was like the first time in many, many years where so many people from the same school gets drafted in like the top 5 to 10. So that was interesting, but I also feel like I didn't know enough about the players to like have any judgment around it. I obviously would have loved to see Raven Johnson go much higher in the draft. Agreed. But she also was like, I thought I was going to go lower. So I think it was a win for her. So I love that for her. I always want to see more Black people more than anything else. And I do feel a way about like, I feel like there's so many international players that get drafted when there's so many domestic players that don't get drafted. And then the international players sometimes don't even be there for the draft. And then they can't play after they get drafted because they have commitments to their host countries. And so I'm just like, why draft them versus like just giving them a spot on the team later on after like, but I'm just new. So that's just like my like surface level opinions. As a queer person, I'm like, it wasn't enough mass people for me. Yeah, I feel like compared to last year and the year before where we saw so many masculine representation. I mean, shout out to Olivia Miles. I mean, she held it down. I know that there was like 2 other mass people who also got drafted a little bit lower, but it was interesting to see like, I feel like the WNBA has always been like very mass dominated on like a good balance, like mass dominated. So not to see as many. I'm like, but I read an article from Autostrato and there was a couple people who were queer. They just weren't masculine. So I think there was a lot of good queer representation, which of course I love to see. So yeah.
So like for the international players, I know before it was like a little thing teams do to create space and cap space. They'll sign you, but they don't necessarily have to pay you, so they can kind of play with the money a little bit.
I'm sure
So
there's
that's
some
one of the
science
vibes.
behind it that
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't fully understand because
Hmm.
last year's, obviously I've watched the draft every year, but last year's draft was the first one where I like really was paying attention to what was happening. I remember they drafted so many international players and
Hmm.
then immediately after none of them could
Yep.
show up for camp because they had
Yep.
other commitments. And I was like really confused by that. But I know that there's like science behind everything that happens that I'm just still learning.
It was a good draft. I liked a lot of the outfits, but like you said, I was like, oh, even when they invited people, I was like, dang, we only got one little mask, baby. Okay.
I know.
But and even
Yeah.
then, I was like, how is she going to show up? Because I feel like we don't see a lot of her off of the court. We see her in, just like sportswear.
And
So
she shouted out the queer community in her
yeah,
interviews,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was on the orange carpet, and I think it was from a queer platform that was interviewing her, and the person had like I think a I love lesbians or something like that, and she was like, yes, same. And I was like, oh, I love that. I mean,
Hmm.
I love that sticker. Rooting for the lesbians. I just have to, always. The gays, the days, all of them.
sometimes younger generation really disappoints me on how they act around queerness, but sometimes they really do surprise me and
Yeah,
make me
that
smile.
was
So she
nice.
really did hold it down. I mean, but I know Janiyah Barker,
Hmm.
she got drafted, but I don't know if she was invited because she wasn't there.
No, she
Right.
wasn't.
And then there was one other person who got drafted, I think first round. Let me get her
Oh,
name.
to Tahina Mayer.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah,
dang,
yeah. She got drafted really early. That was a
she got
surprise to a
drafted
lot of
early
people.
and wasn't
Hmm.
there. So I
Yep.
almost wonder, was she not expecting to get drafted? Were they not expecting her to get drafted? Because isn't like for those of them who are there are personally invited, right, from the league
Yes,
to
yes.
attend, right? Yeah. So I figured that part of it. And then the one player from Texas who got drafted, um,
Rory
I want to say she looked
with the
masked
big
to
hair.
me. Yeah, she not
Yeah, yeah.
masked. I felt
Oh,
like
that's another one. I can't really tell if it's just sports gear or
yeah,
or
she looks a
gear.
little masked to me, and
Yeah.
I felt like when I was watching the clip of her like learning that she got drafted with her family and friends, there was a girlfriend next to her who was like
Okay.
waiting to
Okay.
give her a hug immediately, but like was giving her time. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there was a little mask presentation there, but like not as much compared to like the past 2 years.
Agree. Let's start with Cody. She was in with baby boot fashion and all those shoes. So I don't feel like kind of high low mix and styled
Mm-hmm.
by Kylie.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I liked the way it's tailored. Liked the way it looked. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I it was a lot of suits.
Hmm.
Interesting enough, I was like, "What's?" I was kind of confused because the tailoring and the style of the suits felt very reminiscent of like the 80s to 90s,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I say more 80s because I feel like in the 80s suits were a lot more tailored compared to like in the 90s. They were a lot more slouchy. And I was like, why is this happening? Like I'm confused. I'm like, is this a trend that I didn't know was like coming back or something like that? It's a lot of suits. But I feel like out of all of the suits, she was my favorite one. Like I felt like the tailoring and how it fit her was really nice. I liked how the blazer was just as long as the skirt, but you knew the skirt was
Mm-hmm.
there. I liked how you showed her legs off, how they showed her legs off. And I liked the socks with the shoes. I think that was like a cute little like modern touch to the vibe. It gave like clueless, but also
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
businesswoman,
Yep.
but also like I'm here to get drafted. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was very cute. A little bit unconventional, I think, for like a draft look. But she was gorgeous. I think her hair and her makeup looked great. Her clutch to me was a little bit busy for the rest of the outfit. Like I think she probably could have gone a little bit simpler with the clutch or not even had the clutch at all because
Mm-hmm.
it was pinstripe. There was the tie, but I thought she looked really beautiful and great. Yeah.
Great. I can't do the socks and the heel thing. I
I
don't
think
get it.
it's
I'm an old head. I don't get
cute.
it. Nope. Nope. Nope.
And then
Nope.
she also had gloves on too, I'm pretty
She
sure.
did like racer
Which,
glove. Mm-hmm.
yeah, which I think again, I think it was a cute little touch. Like I think the way that they accessorized, I like they didn't do any necklace, some like simple little hoops. Like I think overall, she was probably one of like my favorite suit outfits for sure.
Agree.
Yeah,
Agree.
she was cute.
Who else did you like?
Okay, so my top, Lord, please, y'all know I can't pronounce somebody's name. Please don't be in the comments mad at me because they be on TikTok mad at me. So I will go tip predictable later, but Iowa fam,
Awa. Yeah, Awa. Mm-hmm.
Awa.
Mm-hmm.
She's the I think she's Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved her dress. I think she looked, I was like, who is this gorgeous, beautiful Black queen? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, her dress was beautiful. It was the brand Sidres. That was the brand.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks French to me.
Yep.
Crimson colored, which I thought was really good. They had the slashes on the side, the way it draped on her body, the asymmetrical hem of it, and then her metallic gold accessories. I mean, everything to me just really pulled together. I mean, her makeup, her hair. I thought she looked just gorgeous. Like, literally looked like a supermodel to me when she
I
got drafted.
agree.
Like, I gasped when I was like, who is this woman? Like, she looks beautiful. So that was like, definitely, she was my number one from the draft for sure.
Love when tall girlies are dressed. It's so amazing because it's a feat, right? Talking to
Yeah.
stylists, it is a feat to get them dressed because their
Yeah.
proportions are just very different. So to see
Yeah.
her standing there, real tall, beautiful skin in that red, no notes for me either. I loved it. I was like, man.
Gorgeous. And then another one in the suit that stood out for me was Cassandra Prosper.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure she got drafted to the Mystics, right? Is that correct? Am I
Yes.
remember? Yes, she got
Yep.
drafted to the Mystics. Now she wasn't drafted first round, so I will say this. One note: I feel like platforms need to do a better job at covering at least more than just like 8 people who get drafted. Like I felt
Agreed.
like when I was researching for this, it was so hard to find outfit details outside of obviously the coach sponsorship. And I'm just like, even though y'all are featuring them, you're not telling us anything about their outfits. I don't
Hmm.
understand. Like, even though
Hmm.
the article is about their outfits. And like, obviously, yes, like Azzi and Olivia and all these people, but like the folks in the second round also deserve to like get their outfit details posted in
Agreed.
your article as well too. Like
Hmm.
that kind of bothered me because I'm just like, if we're on a platform like this and we want to shout them out, why we want to obviously credit the design teams around them, and we can't properly credit them because you guys
Because
aren't
you're not
them.
putting it out. Hmm.
Like, are y'all well? Like,
No.
put everybody on there. I mean, at least put the top 20 on there. But anyways, Sandra Prosper, all I was able to find was that her dress was by designer Giovanna Lewis. I'm not her dress, her suit. I thought her suit was, I loved it. It gave me disco ball, but also like kind of like an ode to Prince in a way. I
Yep.
like
Yep.
the high shoulders, and like she could have done with or without the shoulder padding, but I really like the high shoulders. I like the flare pants. I like the flare sleeves and then the bell sleeves underneath the suit. I mean, I thought she looked
She
great.
looked
Like,
amazing.
yeah, when
Yeah.
I saw that suit, I was like, oh yes. Like, I really liked her suit. And I know she got drafted in the second round, but she was still televised. And I was like, oh, this is super, super cute.
I didn't know she was going to be there, so I'm just going through looking for pictures to post, and I
Yeah.
seen her. I was like, "That's Prosper." Oh
Yeah.
wow! And then when I seen her, she didn't have the overcoat, and I liked it. And then I seen her with the overcoat. I was like, "Oh, they went for it. This silver is amazing,
I thought
and
she
she
looked,
looks good."
honestly, she almost reminded me, and this is a compliment, of like when you have like Easter Sunday and like you have those church ladies who do they like
Hmm.
full suit down to the ground with the Easter hat, like
Yeah,
in the sense of like how glamorous it was in the perfect way. Like I think her outfit was the statement for her. Like I don't even think she did a whole bunch of accessorizing because she didn't need to. Like
she
that
didn't.
suit, that
Yeah,
suit was bad. I like that suit a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. Good job, Prosper, and her
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
You got a third top.
My third top was Olivia Miles. I liked her second outfit more than her first outfit. I liked both
Hmm.
outfits, but I liked the second outfit more than the first outfit. But again, very hard to find the details about the second outfit because everybody featured her first outfit, which is fine. But I really like the tailoring of her suits. Again, like it reminded me of like old school 80s. Her
Hmm.
second outfit definitely, like her first look definitely felt more modern with the jacket kind of cropped. She had the like more modern style of pants on. Looked like she had some boots. She had some Alexander McQueen glasses on, had her hair up in a puff, like super cute,
Yep.
super clean. Love that. She felt very like, okay, I'm the generation of like 2026 going into the league. And in her second outfit, I love that she wore her natural hair. I know that a lot of people have like little commentary about it. She always wears her natural hair. Why are we
Always.
surprised by that?
That's yeah.
We see her with her throw out more than not, right? So you know what I mean? But her suit kind of reminded me of like a marketing exec from the 80s or the 90s. You know what I mean? Like, but in like a really good way. And it's crazy because I feel like I couldn't find a lot of good pictures of
Details.
her suit, her second
Hmm.
outfit when she got drafted, which was
Right.
interesting because she went number 2. So why can we not see the whole outfit? But
But from
and then
there up. Yeah.
yeah, but what I did really like about her second look was that the little chain detailing that she added to her suit, which I think made it a little bit more modern because obviously back then they wouldn't have like worn that chain with the suit, but she
Right.
did. And so I think it was a good vibe. Like shout out to her styling team because I think she looked great,
I think
both
she looked great.
looks. And I
I
think
think that
her,
second look gave personality. We got to see some of
yeah,
her personality, so I enjoyed it.
yeah. Yeah, I think she looked great. And I think her and Azzi were the only two who did an outfit change. And I
Yep.
felt like last year we saw a little bit more outfit changes. So that's interesting. But yeah, I really liked Olivia's look. What were some of your top ones?
Top ones. Big foe. FLAU'JAE looked amazing to me. She said it was draft at 6, Met Gala at 6:30, and that's exactly what I saw when I looked at her. So her team pulled it together.
I think she looked great. Her makeup was flawless. Her dress was flawless. I think it was like the perfect amount of sexy, not to feel inappropriate, but
Hmm.
still to make a
Hmm.
statement. I think that she was probably one of the best dressed of the night in terms of gowns. A
Yep.
lot of the other gowns felt very Sherry Hill prom to me, where FLAU'JAE's felt very like high end fashion. I could see her tunnel fits in a league being some of like our favorites. And
Yep.
I can see her probably leaning into fashion as she gets more into her adulthood and to that like stage of her career because she's always into dressing. She's always been a
Hmm.
dresser, but it's different when you're in college than when you're professional and you have these like tunnel fits. So yeah, she did her thing for sure.
Her dress was, I hope I'm saying this right, Bent Kahina, and it's like a velvet dress. The bag was
Yeah,
the bag was Judith,
Libra. I'm pretty sure that's what it
okay,
is. Yeah, which are
and the
known. She's
size
known
was
for those type of style of bags. Yeah, I thought she
mm-hmm.
looked. I thought she looked great, and they were saying that she looked like old Hollywood starlet. I don't. I think she gave more modern, like
Yeah,
Oscar Met Gala award show to me.
yeah.
Um, I mean, I think she looked amazing. Her hair looked good. Her makeup looked good. And I was watching a clip of her saying that the most expensive thing that she was wearing was her earrings. And
Mm-hmm.
her stylist told her, no matter what you do, do not lose
Don't lose
those
these
earrings.
earrings. Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know how much they were, but they obviously were a pretty penny. But she looked amazing.
I think Tanaya gave Old Hollywood. If anybody gave Old Hollywood that night,
Yeah.
yeah, not FLAU'JAE at all.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah. I don't know why they framed it like that. But I think it might have been the fur around the arms that
Okay.
kind of gave them that
Mm-hmm.
descriptor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who else I like? I'm gonna say the big one for like. I like Lauren Betts. It was pretty simple.
Yeah.
However, again, when the tall girlies, even like Don Malongo, when she went, the tall girlies when they get dressed, I'm just impressed. It was simple. It was Coach, and then that's another person I don't really know personality off the court. So it was, I don't
Right.
know, it gave us a little bit, like it was a little embezzled, but good,
Yeah, she's okay.
just okay.
She wasn't one of my favorites. I mean, I think she looked really gorgeous. She got a mug on her, okay? Like
Hmm.
I've obviously only seen her like on the court and stuff. And so I think glammed up. I mean, she has a mug just naturally, but like she looked great makeup wise, hair wise. The dress was beautiful. It was a little plain to me. Like I felt
It
a,
was.
little- a little subtle,
Hmm.
but I also understand after covering last year with Angel and she talked about how hard it is to find designers who can, to your point, design for tall girls. So I can imagine that these were probably some of like her better options from Coach. And I think she was Coach head to toe, right? I
Yeah.
think her shoes were
Yep.
Coach, her dress was Coach. She looked gorgeous.
Like you segue into another person that was well tailored, Medina.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, she looked good. She looked good. Um, the suit was fire, right? Like the suit was fire. It was a lot of suit. She was probably one of the better suits of all the suits that I
Hmm.
saw. I think the tailoring is a standout to me from this draft. Like I think
Agreed.
because there
Yeah.
were so many suits that you automatically pay attention to the tailoring. And to me, I was like, oh, whoever all of these folks hired to make sure that these things were tailored to their body perfectly did a good job. Like everyone across the board, I felt like who were in suits were tailored really well to their bodies.
You didn't like Marta? I like Marta. First of all, I like Marta's bag, right? She hand painted it. She had the
Yeah.
accent on her hand. She had the other draftees signed it. I thought that was really dope. And then the overall, I don't. If to me, from the personality we got, she likes red. It's fiery. It just it went well with the personality to me.
I was just a little confused on the suit because there was like a black tie coming here, then there was like kind of a belt that wasn't a belt. We weren't sure it was a belt. I just felt like it was a lot going on with the suit, and I didn't know where my like I should land with it. Like I think she looked gorgeous, and I do like the backstory of the bag, and I think that's super cool, and I think that's something that she's going to have for the rest of her life, like such a important memory of her getting drafted and stuff like that. And like I love seeing her family and her dad like going so hard on her and like taking pictures of her and all that stuff like that. But the suit to me felt a little bit confusing,
Okay.
which made it distracting. So I was like, this is not my favorite.
Fair. See, when you start putting storytelling on for me, I'm like, oh, I like it now. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But she looked gorgeous. You know what I mean? Yeah.
They all looked really, really good.
I also, okay, so she wasn't getting drafted, but she was there to support. But KK Arnold, like, if we want to talk about tailoring,
And
I was like, oh, like that burgundy head to toe monochromatic moment with the shades, with her hair pulled back. I mean, even the black heels, the burgundy purse. And what I loved about it is like they weren't perfectly color matched, but they blended so well together. The materials, I mean, that jacket, sickening.
She was so well dressed that she has been in a lot of recaps, and I'm just like, she wasn't a draftee, folks. I get what you're saying, but she wasn't a draftee.
But like, you walk the red carpet with a quilted Chanel bag, you're gonna get attention from people, especially that. It reminded me of when Biden got sworn in, and Michelle Obama had on that red. Remember, Michelle Obama had on that monochromatic head to toe look with her mask and her wrap. That's what it was giving. It was giving Olivia Pope's about to solve a problem in the best way. Like I thought she looked great, and it makes me really excited for when she actually does get drafted, the looks that she's going to give us, because I think it's going to be outfit changes for sure.
From last year to this year, huge improvement. Last year's little draft fit that she did, didn't like it. She had like some hammer pants on and a top. But this year,
but you know what? People have to come into their style,
right?
Like,
but she went from 0 to 100, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think I thought she looked really great, and I feel like the fact that she's in every recap when she was just there to support is crazy. That's how you know she looked really good.
Yeah. So the People's Princess, we got to talk about Azzi.
Okay,
got to talk about Azzi.
You go first.
2 looks. The first look, I was like, but I also felt like her
better.
I like the second one better.
Okay, go ahead.
Her ceiling was very high, so I felt like I don't know if I was like, super excited, but it was more like a what is she going to do? Because it's already like we already know what you do. It's like what are you going to meet what we think?
Yeah.
How are you going to do it? So the first look, I was just like, okay. But the second look, I liked the second look so much. It was Retrofete so much.
I mean, I actually liked her first look better. Look, I think she looked great in both looks. Obviously, she was styled by Syndee Paige. I think Syndee did a great job. But that silver sequin slip dress, it was Coach actually too, which was like surprising to me, because I feel like, love Coach down, Coach don't hate me, but like I feel like, sometimes when you're pulling from them, you only have their choices. So I thought that was a really great pull for her. I think her makeup looked gorgeous. Also, her nails matched her dress, which I love as someone who, I mean, these designs are like very, very quiet because I didn't have too much going on this month. But like, I love to get the most done on my nails. So I like that her nails matched her dress. She had a Coach tabby that was also sequin that matched perfectly with the sequin Coach dress. Like, I think it came together so well. And I think that like, I was like, oh, I would wear that dress. Like, I don't even wear silver like that, but I would wear that dress. I thought it was gorgeous. Now, the second dress to me, it was great. It was cute, but it did feel a little retro for the moment. Okay. You know what I mean? But I thought the first look, and I loved the way she wore her hair. She was definitely giving like a little vibe. But the first look to me, I preferred over the second.
Like the first look better? Okay. Yeah. As she changed her nails for the second look too, they went all out. Her and Syndee went all out. And stay tuned, because that's all I'm gonna say.
Courtney Williams, another person who was just there to support and obviously not getting drafted because she's been in the league for a long time. But
Right.
I thought she looked really good in Coach head to toe. Again,
Yep, she did.
like I think she shows like the masculine way to dress in Coach, which I thought was really nice. But Courtney has style to me, so I'm not like shocked by how she walked the orange carpet because I think she has a lot of good tunnel fits naturally. But the white button down with the black necktie, the matching trousers, and again another crop moto jacket, very similar to Olivia. She had on more of a bomber jacket, but it had like a crop look to it. I thought she looked really good, really great. And you know what? Now that I think about it, when I was again doing research and I was on the WNBA, just like looking at the different, rounds to see who I want to pull into my list. Some of their promo pictures were like behind an office. I'm like in an office space and like behind a desk, kind of like the retro old school WNBA. So I wonder if it was like a call. Maybe that's why everybody had suits on.
Like okay.
Yeah. Like I wonder if that's why like maybe the WNBA is like, okay, this is kind of like the theme of like the promo shooting. So like, maybe have style that kind of match and kind of fit into that. I could see that kind of happening.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. I like Courtney's look too. I did. So it's two parts. I liked her outfit, but then like when you see her compared to what Olivia had, you can see that Courtney it fit her age. She looks a little more mature.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Nice. Then some behind the scenes, I was looking at her story or something that she had. She tried another look on, and it was brown. I was like, oh. I wish you would have worn that brown.
I wish you were wearing that.
It was like tweed and brown. It looked good. So maybe we'll see that tunnel, but
yeah. Now that you say that, I think that's a really good point because I feel like leather jackets are not as popular now as they were like when we were coming up. Like I remember when my leather jacket finally died, I was like, I need to find a leather jacket. It took me like a little minute to find one. I'm like, are we not selling leather jackets anymore? You know what I mean? And so I think Courtney leaning into the leather jacket look is a reflection of her age and her generation, whereas Olivia leaning into the more of the bomber jacket look is a reflection of her age and her generation. But both of them being cropped is a reflection of the current generation because you didn't necessarily, men are like more masculine people weren't necessarily in a crop bomber jacket back in the day. You know what I mean? More of like a slouchy one or oversized one. But I love a black and white outfit because black and white is my favorite color. So black and white is my favorite color. Black is my favorite color. But I thought she looked great.
And then what about Erica? Do you see Erica Wheeler?
I saw.
I liked the fit. I didn't like the shoes. I don't get the shoes. She said something too. She's like, "Y'all don't like my shoes? No, I understand you want a pop of color, but those look like rain shoes." And
they're giving rain boots. I like Erica Wheeler. Like, I think she's a great player. I think her fits usually are super, super fire. I did not like this look. Like, it felt like I didn't really I think if it would have just been the shirt, the jacket, and the shorts with a different shoe, I would have liked it. But I think the shoe throws everyone off. It's giving rain boot, crop rain boot. And then the scarf. I don't understand why the scarf was there on the belt.
I didn't see the scarf.
Right.
I seen it come down and I just seen the top. And I was like, oh, well, what shoes does she have on? And then I seen the shoes. I was like,
yeah, I didn't love the scarf. I don't think this was one of her best looks, but I do think she can dress. So I'm not going to give her too much like flack about it because I feel like any other time she's on point. I just think this one, it was a lot of colors. A lot of colors.
A lot of brown. It was browns.
It was brown.
I didn't see the scarf, so maybe that's
the scarf is green and yellow.
Okay.
With orange shoes. You know what I mean? Coca-Cola.
They had 24 hours in the tailor to pull it all together. So
okay, well, maybe next time.
Maybe we can repurpose it this season. While she's out in LA, we'll see it a little differently.
Right, because she's going to be with the Sparks now. Okay, love that for her. Everyone's everywhere. I literally can't keep up.
I'm not paying attention until whatever the last day is for the roster.
Literally am going to make a table so I can figure out where everybody went because
it's crazy. It's insane. Like,
as a baby fan, I can only do the best that I can do.
Like, somebody did a little chart of how many people they have on the roster and how many have to cut. Some of these teams have to cut 10 people.
But you know what though? I was talking to somebody about this other day and I was just like, but there are these expansion teams. So there are more spots this year than there has been in previous years, right?
Yeah.
And so I think there's potential there for people to be able to make the team. And I know someone was like, why do we even care about the draft when everyone's not going to make the team? Okay. But like, it's still these people's moment. We still want to give them their moment. I think that's still a big, thing to celebrate when you get drafted. What, 2 new expansion teams this year who fresh start, right? There's some room to spare there. Now, there are some people who still don't have contracts, and that makes me a little bit worried. Because, like, when is the deadline?
Training camp starts Sunday, but I don't know if they have to have a contract by Sunday.
Okay.
Or if it has to be by the last day of the roster submission.
Yeah. So that's a little stressful. I get anxiety for people when things aren't like finalized and stuff. So I'm like, okay, there's a few people who I'm like, they had good seasons and good off seasons. So why aren't their contracts?
Why are they fine? Yep.
But I know it's a money game right now. So like I know that's like a big thing. I mean, A'ja Wilson just got, was it 3 point something?
It's $5 million over 3 years.
$5 million. Like, my girl, A'ja's like one of my favorite players. I love her so much.
Well,
I don't love her so much. I don't know her. I'm a stranger, but like I love her game so much. Yeah.
So like it's 54 new spots because you got the 2 new teams, and then each team gets 2 development players. So 54 new spots. So it won't be as bad as some of the other years, but it's still.
Is it now that like if you had 12 people on the roster, they have to be playing on the roster? Like actively playing, because I heard something about like you could have like 12 people but only 11 people had to like actively be on the roster or something like that.
Before it was you had to have 10 and now you have to have 12.
Now you have to have 12. I feel like there's more hope out there, and then we were getting 3 more expansion teams over the next year. Change, right?
Yep.
So I mean, if you don't make it this year, there's a space next year.
Listen, and then there's people who didn't get drafted, and then they have a chance, right?
So, I mean, I'm glad we're having a season. Let's start there. I mean, claps to all of those who negotiated and fought and did not give up. Shout out to them. I'm glad we're having a season. I am interested to see what the teams will look and feel like now that everyone's just
floating around.
I feel like Vegas is the only team that will look familiar for the most part. Vegas, and then New York a little bit too.
Yeah, they lost some pieces, but not huge.
Atlanta I feel like will look very similar, but some teams I feel like are completely like the Chicago Sky. I mean, it's
the whole rebrand.
So I'm interested to see like what the vibes are for this upcoming season with everybody like moving around and stuff like that.
We'll do some categories. Best tailoring.
I think Cody.
Pick 1 or 2.
I would say Cody.
Agreed.
Yeah,
agreed
for sure.
Best use of color.
KK. Should I choose someone who actually got drafted?
Okay, yeah, let's choose somebody. We'll put them both. We'll start with the person that got drafted.
KK's not. I would say Cassandra then. Best use of color.
And the silver.
Yeah, I personally think I love a monochromatic look. I really, really do. If not, I would say Cassandra, and I would say Awa second after her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might go FLAU'JAE. Just it's black, but it's like textured. I like it.
Yeah, I mean FLAU'JAE looked great. She looked amazing.
Biggest risk.
I feel like FLAU'JAE. Like with her whole sides out, like I do feel like a lot of the other girls kept it pretty safe with the gowns they were having on. Like I think FLAU'JAE was the biggest risk and biggest win in terms of risk because she looked amazing.
Agree.
But it could have gone the other way. Like people maybe couldn't have liked it because it's a little bit more fashion forward.
We liked it.
No, we loved it. Yeah. She didn't get no hate on this platform.
Maybe strongest identity. I
mean, we could say Olivia. I feel like she had a theme that she stuck throughout the night, right? Like I think her stylist probably identified like, okay, this is like the vibe I'm going for, and then delivered on that vibe.
I'm happy she let her hair out in that second look.
I think it made the look though. Like I think if her hair was pulled up, we wouldn't like the look as much as we do. But I think with the fro, it rounded it out in a way that was really impactful. Like I think she looked great.
So for our closeout, tell people where they could follow you, anything you got coming up that we could support, all the things.
Okay, so if you want to sip the drama and the tea and the recaps and all the pop culture stuff, follow me on TikTok. If you do not like content like that, don't follow me because you're gonna hate my videos, and I don't want y'all to comment telling me I should mind my business because I'm not. If they tell us, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna recap it. No, follow me on TikTok. The Baddie Galore. Follow me on Instagram. And I just got on Threads. Finally, I was like trying to stay loyal. Like, I'm like, I'm not gonna get another platform. Like, Twitter is not Twitter anymore. I was like, but I'm not gonna get a platform. But I am on Threads now. So follow me on Threads. Everything is The Baddie Galore. And like I mentioned earlier, we have DC Black Pride coming up. I'm a part of Unleash DC, which has been throwing Black, lesbian, and queer parties in the district for the past 10 years. This is year 12. And we have so many events, and there are a lot of other events happening. So you guys don't have to start with us, but you definitely should always end with us. Okay. So we have events Thursday, Friday, 2 events on Saturday, and 1 event on Sunday. So I'm promoting it on my Instagram, The Baddie Galore, but also you can follow Unleash DC. That's 2 Ds, Unleashed and in DC, on Instagram or unleasheddc.com to get tickets. So yeah, I hope to see y'all at Pride. Rock, are you coming to Pride?
We'll see. I'm actually about to move in 2 weeks, but I don't know where I'm moving. Life's a little crazy.
Okay, well, 2 weeks after that is Pride, so you have time to still come in. You know what I mean? Yeah. But moving is wild. Like, moving is so expensive, and moving takes up. So I literally just moved into this apartment. I never want to move again.
Listen, as I look at this tower of shoes, I'm like, damn.
How are you moving all that?
Well, the shoes, I have that down packed now. I get those big wardrobe boxes. Yep.
Yeah.
Get like 4 or 5 of those. I'm cool. But yeah. And then I just hire people to put it in the truck and all that stuff because I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's smart. Well, if you want to come, just let me know.
I will.
I got you.